Hi there, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the equipment and maintenance schedule in Contractcontroller. Now, this is accessed by going to Departments, Production, Equipment and Maintenance Schedule, and then selecting either Full Listing or Site Equipment Listing. Now, because I'm going to be dipping in and out of this quite frequently, I decided to set up a shortcut menu on my dashboard so I can just click Equipment and Maintenance Schedule, and that will take me to the listing showing me everything on the system. Now, this can be filtered either by the maintenance manager, department, or category. So I could say, show me only items that have been attributed to Howard. So I just get the items that are there. Or I might say, show me items that are attributed to IT. Or I might say, show me items that are classed as site equipment. So I can filter this list as required. So if I just go back to list all items, if I look at an item in greater detail, so if we look at the Ford Transit Connect, so if I double click on that, I can then get more details about that. Obviously, I can import a photo image of that, and we can go to a full screen for it. We can then obviously assign it a unique reference code, say what the item is, enter in the license plate. Obviously, we've categorized that as transport and subcategorized that as vans. We can say where it was purchased from, the purchase date, the value, and what the current value is. We can then assign documents to that as well. So I could import a copy of the MOT test certificate, so that's kept with it, the confirmation that we paid the vehicle tax, and also any photos as well. So we've got a photo of the cab area, a photo of the load area. So any amount of documents can be stored within there. We can then also say when the next MOT date is due, when the next tax is due, and do we tax it every 12 months, 6 months, when the next inspection or service date is, and the frequency of that. The system will then work out the next scheduled action date from the lesser of the 3 dates there. And I can then say I have a reminder period of X number of days before that to alert me that something needs doing. I've then got a history of all the actions and inspections carried out. So I can see that on the 15th of the 6th last year, Callows did a service before the 6 months warranty ended, and the mileage was recorded at 144,407, and we had a cost of 275. Then on the 22nd of October last year, we had a near side front tyre replaced. Again, we can record the mileage and the cost of that. So we can have a full audit of things that have happened to that particular van. So if I just come out of that, and then we can look at other areas. So if we look at the site equipment, we can look at the step ladder. So obviously we've got here details of the item and it's got a product number, but we can then have an audit of where it is and where it's been. So we can see that at the moment it's out on site and it's been issued to contract 141. And I can look at full audit details of that. So I can see all the past jobs it's been on, any comments when it's returned. So I can see it latterly on the 12th of the 1st at 11:59, Richard issued it to Mark Hammer to take to contract 141. So we can then just finish and save that. So going back to our next scheduled action date. So if I look at this, the Ford Transit there, we can see the next MOT due is on the 25th of the 1st. So our next reminder is the 11th of the 1st. So as that was attributed to Howard, when he first started up his system, it would have alerted him to say that that needed action. So if I just get the system to list all items by reminder date. So both Howard needs to look at the van, I need to look at the brother label printer. So if we double click on the Transit Connect and say, right, why are we being alerted to that? We can see that the next scheduled date is the 25th, so the MOT is due. So we go and have the MOT done. So we can then enter the details. So we could say we've got an advisory note. Say that the front near side tyre is worn, or badly worn, but it's still passed. Who was the MOT carried out by? Let's say it was Hallows. The mileage, let's say 145, 300. How much did it cost? £50. And then I simply just say MOT carried out. It makes an entry to say that we've entered that, but you'll now notice the next MOT due date is the 25th of the 1st, 23. So my next schedule action date is now the 30th of this month, and that is because the tax will be due. So I simply click Finish Save, and we go back to there. So if I then refresh list by reminder dates, it's no longer coming up as a reminder. Other areas of the system is if I wanted to print an inspection sheet. So if we wanted to print a sheet for various things that needed, let's say, pat testing throughout the company, I could either go to the individual item and say print inspection sheet, and I'll print a sheet saying what the item is, actually where it is. So this one's the label printer situated on top of Richard Seven's PC. And then we can say the date the inspection completed, who it was carried out by, on behalf of, if it was a separate company, signature and any comments or notes. And then that can be entered into the system. Similarly, if I need to print an identity barcode label for it, simply click the barcode. A barcode of that, so that basically a little label like that that can be stuck to the item. If I wanted to print things collectively, I could simply from the main screen select a group of items and say print inspection sheet. And then that'll print a sheet for each item from there. So that's a very brief overview of the equipment and maintenance schedule. We'll do another video to show how we can issue the items, the site items, site equipment to site and to book them in. So thanks very much for having a look at this video.